Perfect for any game, Domino's has the perfect play.
Network computers allow everyone to join the information age.
Former Arizona State sensation Jake the Snake Plummer possessed that one special quality that's difficult to explain. He made things happen.
What year was it, 1997?
Goes to the corner, touchdown Arizona State. Drake cuts free, breaks loose, 5, touchdown Sun Devils. The Snake does it again. ASU football and that Rose Bowl team, they were rock stars. And Jake Plummer was the lead singer.
You know, they call him Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Plummer.
Nobody called him Jake Plummer. Jake the Snake.
Tell you, the man is elusive. They call him Houdini.
I think every guy secretly wished he had been Jake in college, right? Just cool and carefree and clutch, who was probably at the time arguably the most popular athlete in Arizona.
Everybody just wanted to have a piece of Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer, the quarterback, out of Boise, Idaho, 31 consecutive starts. Want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Clemson-Missouri game. We are just underway. First offense.
He was just a lovable character, and people could associate with Jake Plummer. He didn't necessarily have the measurables, but he had that style of play. And he had the admiration of a lot of noteworthy football people. Bill Walsh went on the record going into the draft saying, "This is the only quarterback that's ever reminded me of Joe Montana."
Unbelievable talent, can move. You know, he can bend down and get up out of any situation.
The ability to roll out, make things happen with his arms and his legs.
He would scramble to avoid tackles. He was a great quarterback.
You know, there are times you'd be watching a game and you say, he does realize this isn't his backyard, right? That he's playing big-time college football.
No, he's not a rattlesnake. He's more like a cobra.
That year was magical. I don't think it can ever be matched.
They had some dramatic wins, seemingly always tight games, seemingly comeback games.
This team won't die. You can cut a snake's head off, but he continues to live.
And they were this close to a national championship.
Jake was the main reason, but he would be the first to say that he was one of the reasons.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. Obviously, my senior year was remarkable. Again, at ASU, we had so many come from behind victories to stay undefeated and get to the Rose Bowl, and we didn't win it, but the Valley was just endeared to me and that team, that Rose Bowl team, and it was a fun time.
And the guy was a quarterback for 4 years at Arizona State, so I think that allowed the community to embrace him and become like a rallying point of this is our guy.
There was a lot of buildup. You know, could Plummer be in a position, could the Cardinals be in a position where they would, you know, the Cardinals would draft him and they would actually be together, and Jake the Snake could continue his magic in Sun Devil Stadium.
The Valley was excited. Larry Centers was, you know, really, he was on my side. He really wanted me to be the quarterback the Cardinals drafted. I remember him being vocal in the press, like, draft this kid, he should be a Cardinal.
Being here in Arizona and Phoenix, and ASU was here, and they were making a little bit of noise. You know, I remember Jake being really scrappy, and I thought he would be a really good fit for our squad. And so, like I said, I did as much as I could to try to, you know, lobby for him to become a part of our team.
But the Cardinals were at a point, you know, where they had struggled with a variety of quarterbacks, you know, trying to plug people in.
We needed a quarterback bad. I mean, we've gone through, you know, Dave Craig, Boomer Esiason, John Buck, Stoney Case. But the buzz was that we had a hometown kid that was a playmaker, that could get it done. And we thought that he would be absolutely excellent to come here and try to help us get a chance to, you know, move this team move us to the next level.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation. You know, will Jake be there? At what point do you draft Jake? Are you making a mistake by just drafting a hometown kid? Can he really play?
I think fans had hoped the Cardinals would take him, but they did a pretty good job of keeping a lid on it.
We'd scouted him quite extensively, so we very much wanted him, but we didn't want to overspend, so to speak, for the draft choices. So once you passed him on the first round and it comes down to the second round, you know, there's some anxiety that Bill Walsh or somebody else would jump ahead and take him, or trade to move up and take him.
As the draft was coming up, I had my family come down. We were having another, you know, go around, having some fun parties and living it up, because this was a moment that, you know, you don't get to experience but once in your life.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the National Football League's 62nd annual college draft. Through a trade with the New York Jets, the St. Louis Rams have the first pick in this draft.
We had a tea time, me and my brothers and my dad, that morning. And everybody was like, "You're gonna miss the draft. They're gonna call your name. You're gonna be on the golf course." I said, "Don't worry, I'm not going in the first round." I knew that I wasn't gonna be a first round pick. At the time, I was too small, too skinny, not durable enough, all this, you know, BS that they like to have. And but I was fine. I knew that I wasn't gonna be drafted early. We went and played golf. I was tired, so I was like, "Man, there's still 5 picks in the first round. I'm gonna go lay down." And so I was asleep when I got drafted.
The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock.
I was laying in bed. Derek Rogers was there with his brother. Juan Roque was there, and a couple other people. And I was asleep. So Dave Dunn came and tapped me on the shoulder and woke me up. And I came to. He said, "Hey man, you're an Arizona Cardinal." I said, "Oh, wow, okay." And at first I was like, "Oh, I've been here, I've lived here." I was excited to maybe go somewhere else. But as it played out, like, to get drafted by the Cardinals, to stay in the town that I was used to, I knew the roads, I knew how to get around. I had a great support system. I had ASU folks that would support me. I had friends. I had a very good network already there. It was really awesome to get drafted by the Cardinals and make a really easy transition to, you know, be ready to go into the league.
I just remember saying, we got him, you know? And part of me was maybe hoping he'd get away, you know, just start. But then I'm like, nah, let's be selfish, man, you know? And you know, you didn't know if he was going to start at the time. But, man, he made an impact right away.
Jake was a very, very exciting player. And one of the big things is that, you know, at that time, the Cardinals weren't drawing very well. And so we really felt like Jake could come in and give us a shot in the arm as far as fan support, adrenaline.
The fan reaction after they drafted him was, okay, finally, Cardinals fans have a quarterback of their own, one that they drafted, a franchise quarterback that they can groom. And so there's no doubt the Cardinals saw an opportunity to not only draft a quarterback, but to draft a guy who would sell tickets. And he did sell tickets.
Feel the power of an Arizona Cardinals flex pack.
Listen.
The popular customized ticket package features the annual must-see Battle with the Cowboys and at least 3 more games. With loads of exciting benefits, you gotta have it.
He was an instant star for our team because the ASU fans kind of transferred over to Cardinals fans, especially because we were playing at Sun Devil Stadium.
Jake had fans everywhere. Didn't matter where we were at, you know. I remember up at NAU, they were everywhere. Everybody's wearing 16 jerseys, you know, and he was signing left and right.
Fans were excited to root for Jake Plummer again. This is Jake the Snake. This is our guy. We already have the jerseys. Cardinals, put him at quarterback and let's start and see where this goes.
You go into the locker room and the starting quarterback might have 2 media members around his locker, and Jake Plummer would have 20. So there was this disparity between, wait a minute, who's the starter and who's the backup, just based on the optics. The starting quarterback would always do a weekly media session, but honestly, the media would rather have Jake Plummer do that media session. That's who they wanted to hear from, even if he wasn't going to get any snaps that week. Jake was still the headline and was still the story. When was Jake going to get his chance?
I wondered then about, and I think was written about, is this a good thing for Jake? Just not because of you know, the Cardinals and the lack of success at the time, but is it good to stay home for a quarterback? Isn't it better to go somewhere else and, you know, maybe not have that pressure?
back to my preseason games there when I first got in as a quarterback, as a rookie, in my very first preseason action. It was a lot. Not only the pressure to perform as a quarterback in the NFL, but the expectations the Valley had for me being drafted in the second round. I remember playing the Raiders in the preseason, and I'm looking around like, I know this place. I've been here. This is my home. This is the USC Trojans. They're just bigger and faster, and I can't make any mistakes. And so I told myself that I was still a Sun Devil, playing here. It's still football. This is the grass I'm used to. I can look up there where I spent hours studying film, going to class. And so it helped ease that, uncertainty and unfamiliarity of a new stadium with new fans and people putting their eyes on me for the first time in person. These were fans that had seen me grow up.
It wasn't even halfway through his rookie year where fans started chanting his name. We want Jake, we want Jake.
It was right away, as I remember it, and Vince Tobin, the coach, was like, well, we're going to play him when he's ready, when we're ready, et cetera. But you had a feeling, that team wasn't very good. And so a quarterback taken that high is going to play probably pretty early.
Yeah, the anticipation for Jake Plummer to take over as the starter, it was palpable. And some of it was in good fun, the we want Jake chants, and sometimes it would start after the first or second or third incompletion of the game. It was inevitable.
I was able to come in and leave quite an impression on my offense and the team on my very first possession, very first drive as an NFL quarterback.
Jake Plummer has been waiting for this moment. I don't know whether he envisioned being put back in his own end zone, but he gets to take his first NFL snap. First and 10 at his own 2-yard line.
I got the ball on the 2-yard line in pretty hostile environment. And my words to the huddle at that time were, I can't say everything that I said in the huddle, but I said, let's take this ball 98 yards and score a touchdown.
He did say that. He did say that, and we were all locked in. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think there was a guy in the huddle that did not believe it.
And those veterans looked at me, and they got excited. And we went 98 yards and scored.
Plummer throws, and the ball's caught by Moore. And Moore's to the midfield stripe at the 45. And he's knocked down in Eagle territory at the 41-yard line. It's magic.
Jake Plummer was the wake-up call the Cardinals needed. In his first NFL action, Plummer drove Arizona 98 yards for the go-ahead score.
He winds up and throws right side. The catch made at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5-yard line. He scores into the end zone. Goes Kevin Williams.
That's when I think we all realized that if we just gave him a shot at the end of the game, we had a great chance to win the football game. No doubt about it. I remember that vividly. We were all in the huddle, and we were like, oh, buddy, let's go.
And when I came in with that confidence, I guess I should say cluelessness, because I always liken it to just being kind of clueless. But that was really, for me, was like, holy smokes, okay, I can do this. And so that next week, I was horrible. I threw 4 interceptions. I was throwing hot routes where I wasn't hot, hitting my own guys in the back. But most places you go, if you throw 4 picks, your first start, you're going to either be benched or booed out of there. The stands, they cheered me every time I came out. They were excited, like, here he is. Here's this kid that did this at ASU. He's going to do it here for the Cardinals. So it made it a little easier.
I remember Jake saying that there were times where he was a rookie in the playbook, and he would literally just shout out the play at the line of scrimmage because he had such a remedial knowledge of the playbook still at that point, and his ability to audible was limited. He would just shout out the play, and he's thinking, oh, this is never going to work in the NFL, but he would do it so quickly and snap it so quickly that the defense couldn't react. That was just pure Jake. He would just play by the seat of his game pants, and somehow it worked.
In only his 4th NFL start, Plummer broke the NFL single-game rookie passing record with 388 yards. What made him so good was his ability to throw on the run.
Plummer, who drops back to the 20, flushed out of the pocket. Looks, pumps, winds up, throws it deep for Sanders. He's got another 25. He scores! And that play...
It was a big learning experience for me. It was hard at times, but there were so many amazing players there that took me under their wing. I mean, Kent Graham, the starting quarterback, was very supportive of me. Guys like Larry Centers, Frank Sanders, Lomas Brown. I mean, these vets, they all they took me in and they were nice to me. They treated me well, I should say. I think they saw that down the road I could be the quarterback that would help them, maybe get to where we wanted to go, which ended up being that next year we almost did it.
Jake was one of the most genuine guys I'd ever been around. The guy was incredible in terms of building relationships with his teammates. And I think that's where it started, is as a teammate, you knew he really cared about you more than just as a wide receiver, if you will.
Jake was always that personality who, whether it was football, on the field or off the field, he just found a way to have fun. And everyone around him had fun and just enjoyed the personality that was Jake the Snake.
For them to be able to get Jake was absolutely a miracle. And I think that is the part where you can see when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Because not a lot of guys get that opportunity to stay home, play with their college team, then go to the pros and play with the pro team.
It's funny, he's not from Arizona, but everybody thinks he is. And that's pretty cool.